Good morning. Buenos dias. Also, good afternoon. Good evening. And good night, Australia. Oceans of love. Yes. Let us dwell in love, speak in love, feel in love, and do this service in the love of our I am presence. So, dear hearts, thank you so much for being here in this sacred day. I love so much this day of Asala festival, that is the day of Maitreya. And let us start it in God's way. And please, if something happened during the steps, if for any reason our connection be interrupted, please just come back and see if the video is still in live modus. If it's in live modus, I am still here doing the steps, and the problem was with your internet connection. But if there is no live video, so look that I may start a new one. So if it's broken here, the internet, I need to start a new video. And so you may look for this link in my profile. So let's start it in God's way. So welcome to the 7 Sacred Weeks Vlog 18. And today we are going to do the alignment with our I Am presence in a very fast way, because we have a long service as always. And then we are going to connect ourselves with the luminous presence of Lord Maitreya and Siddhartha Gautama, and do our Asala festival service. And as always, let us just feel our beloved mighty and presence within our hearts. Just feel this divine presence within your heart center. And send your love and gratitude to your presence. And ask your presence to do this service through you. And feeling this oneness with our I Am presence, let's do together the opening blessing. Beloved mighty and presence here, there, and everywhere, we love you, bless, and thank you forever, forever and beyond, for I am in you and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now, dear hearts, let us connect with our Christmas star above our houses, just visualizing the expansion of its light and millions of light rays descending from this star upon the area where you live. Let us charge these rays with Ascended Master illumination, happiness, obedience to the light, and perfection of the light. And visualizing all the area around your house being enlightened in this moment. Now, connect the Christmas star above your house with the star above the Royal Teton Retreat. And feel the sacredness of that place, the heart of the 7 sacred weeks. Let us feel the reality of the Ascended Masters and the supporting presence of the Brotherhood of the Royal Teton. They are always with us. Also, let us visualize our force field built up by the love, power, and wisdom of the beloved mighty presence within our hearts. And let us visualize the expansion of its light. Let's feel our connection, divine connection, not human connection, but divine connection. And may the Ascended Master protect us, our atmospheres, our houses, this force field, and may they pour their boundless blessings upon us and the planet through this force field and selves. And now, let us take our water and call for the elixir of life. Beloved I Am Presence, Saint Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements and powers of light, please charge this mineral water with whatever substances and virtues we need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the Ascended Masters in our physical bodies when we drink this water at the end of our decrease. By the light of God that never fails, I command, I demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So let's put the water to be charged during our service, and let's go on. Just feel relaxed in this moment, and relax your shoulders, your neck, and the muscles of your face. Everyone in this world can be beautiful if they just keep a slight smile in their face. So just feel good, relaxed, and focus your attention again in your Maitreya presence, which lies straight above you in the line with your head. Pour forth your deepest love and gratitude to your presence in your electronic body and say, my beloved I am presence, I send you my deepest love and gratitude. Be within me and let me be in you forever. Now, let us align our four lower bodies with our source of light, our beloved mighty and presence in our electronic body. Visualize descending from your beloved I am presence, a ray of golden liquid light entering through the top of your head, flowing down into your heart, feeling and expand it to form a golden sphere of light. Feel the expansion of this light in your heart and the illumination of your breast area. Now, imagine your heart painting this light up through the same inner channel into your brain. Visualize this golden liquid flooding out the cells of your brain until your brain structure expands, expands, and expands, forming another golden sphere of light. Feel the expansion of this light in your brain and the illumination of your head. And when your heart and brain are completely purified and filled with this light, unite the two golden spheres in one activity of love, wisdom, and power, so the heart and brain become only one, a sun of dazzling light. Now feel this sun presence expanding, expanding, and expanding until it envelops your entire body. Visualize your body made of pure light substance in the center of the sun, blazing millions and millions and millions of light rays into all directions. Then repeat with me, I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. Now visualize it from your heart, a golden ray of pure divine love ascending through the same inner channel, reaching the heart of your beloved higher mental body, your Christ self, your real being, individualized being. Flood your higher mental body with your deepest love and gratitude, feeling and enveloping it until another radiant sun forms, similar to the lower sun and in fact the same. Now repeat, my beloved higher mental body, I bow before you in perfect obedience and adoration. Show me the way to the Father. Let me see the Father face to face. And this higher level of your being, see that this outer self is ready and open the gates of heaven. So visualize now another golden ray of pure divine love expanding from your heart, ascending through the same inner channel, transcending your higher mental body and reaching the heart of your beloved I Am presence in your electronic body. Feel your love flooding your I Am presence until another radiant sun forms. Then repeating, my beloved I Am presence, descend your light into my human heart and let me be your master presence on earth. I am ready. I am willing. In this moment of absolute surrender, the lower sun completely illuminated, that you are in this human octave begins to rise, rise and rise, and slowly is absorbed in the heart of the intermediate sun, your higher mental body. And in this moment, you experience the resurrection. The human becomes divine. And then this intermediate sun becomes even more radiant and also rises, rises and rises, being absorbed now into the heart of the upper sun. And in this perfect marriage of the three suns, a great explosion of light occurs. For a while, you lose the notion of time and space, and you are one with the heart of creation. And from that heart, what was three becomes only one, and surges a new enlightened being, your own ascended master presence. Feel this ascended master presence that you really are. Feel this complete unity with your source of life, light and love. Visualize your body shining, your garments made of light substance. Feel the scepter of power in your hand, and in your head the crown of victory. Feel the majesty of this divine being that you are. Then visualize it from the hands, the heart, and third eye of the ascended presence that you are. Rays of love emanating towards the earth, bathing the planet, its atmosphere, and our life within with the pure divine love of your ascended heart. Just release your love to bless and bless and bless mankind, elementals, angels here. Visualizing your love sweeping the atmosphere of this planet and visualizing the love of your heart blessing all life here, there, and everywhere. And then when you feel the planet saturated with these blessings, slowly descend back into your physical body, but now in perfect alignment and unity with your source of light, your I Am presence, and hold this vision, hold this feeling forever. And just let us, for a few seconds, visualize our electronic circle of protection, the violet flame blazing in through and around us, the tube of light descending from the presence, clothing our four lower bodies and holding them in ascended master, light, love, peace, purity. Seal your tube of light with the blue flame to give it 100% protection against the discordant elements. Fill your oneness with the presence in the electronic body and its presence here in your heart, and feel the reality of your causal body and that you have, through the wisdom power of your higher mental body, complete control of that energy. And may the mighty and presence keep us within this almighty protection, so we may live on this world, but nevermore be touched by human creation of any kind. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now, dear hearts, we are going to enter the heart of this service that is dedicated to beloved Maitreya and Gautama. So it's said that once a year, in the time of the first full moon of the sign of Gemini, beloved Lord Maitreya, in honor of his great friend and teacher, Lord Gautama, in the anniversary of the first delivery of Buddha's revelation of truth to the world after his ascension, gathers together those disciples and chelas who wish to be a part of the magnetization of Buddha's love during this ceremony. It takes place on the southern slopes of the Himalayas in the lovely private gardens of Lord Maitreya. So, dear hearts, let us focus for a moment on this region of the Himalayas. Just send your attention to that area of the Himalayas. You might, with your outer consciousness, do not know where it is, but the presence within you knows exactly. And it you bring your consciousness of your inner bodies there. Here, Lord Maitreya recites again the very first sermon that Lord Gautama gave, and he adds to it a simple address of his own, developing the truths within the revelation of the Buddha to fit the needs and the requirements of the current hour. The recitation is given in the original Pali language, but as in the Christian Pentecostal miracle, everyone present hears him in their own native tongue. Lord Maitreya usually takes his place on the marble seat at the edge of the raised terrace in his lovely gardens. The highest officials sit close about him, while the rest of the brotherhood and chelas and students are grouped in the garden below. And here, my beautiful friend Isis Spirit have done this picture so we may grasp the feeling of this moment. And it's a wonderful picture. The sermon of beloved Gautama begins with the admonition to take the middle way, followed by the presentation of the Four Noble Truths, that is the pillars of the Buddhism. And they are the appearance of sorrow or suffering, which must be alleviated, the cause of sorrow or suffering, the end of sorrow or suffering, or the escape of it, and then the way which leads to the escape from sorrow or suffering. So, the suffering, the cause of suffering, how to put an end to it, and the way with a table of things to follow to get it done. This is followed by the presentation again of the 8 Noble Truths. Each seed idea in these sermons is developed anew and applied by all chelas in their daily endeavors to manifest self-mastery. So, dear hearts, let us now focus on the luminous presence of beloved Lord Maitreya. Let us feel his light, his love, enfolding us and transporting us to his garden in his temple in the Himalayas. And believe you are there, right here and now. Just feel the atmosphere of that place, the lake behind Maitreya. Look and see ascended masters there, and also monks, Buddhist monks. Let's see ourselves there. Let's feel the peace, loving embrace of Maitreya. And as we feel it and contemplate this picture, let us send him our purest and most sublime love. He worships the great teacher, the beloved Lord Gautama. Every year, he presides also over the Vesak ceremony, announcing at the full moon of the sign of Taurus the visible manifestation of the presence of his beloved master in the ethers of the planet. And just as he loves Gautama, let us also extend to him and Gautama our love and gratitude. You know, beloved Maitreya and Gautama were the two people that responded to the song of victory of the heart of Sanat Kumara. And from that time until today, they work always together. Lord Gautama said, how can I speak to human minds of the type of service and endeavor which I have followed through so many ages? To hold that infinite middle way of balance, no matter what the senses report, or the eye shall witness, or the ear shall hear, whatever revelation shall have come, to hold that balance and retain conscious control of your own vehicles is the mastery which I did teach and do yet teach to those who choose to come within the compass of my aura. To hold that peace, no matter what the distress of the elements, to hold that peace, no matter what the chaos of the outer world. That is the application of the aspirant and the chela of one who follows the way of the Buddha. Thank you, beloved Gautama. And now we are going to read together the Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta. Dhammakakka is the name given to this first discourse or sermon of beloved Gautama Buddha. It is frequently represented as meaning the kingdom of truth, the kingdom of righteousness, the will of truth. And the translation of Dhammacakkapavattana Sutta is set in motion the will of Dhamma. Dhamma or Dhamma means the Buddhist doctrine of the nature of existence, and also includes the teachings of the Buddha. And also Dhamma means the knowledge that one's gained by his or her one experience. So when you gain some knowledge, not because you heard it from someone, but because you have reached that higher spheres of light, and from there brought it into your outer consciousness by your own self effort of meditation, of being harmonious, of silence the outer self, and to hear the voice of the great I am. In this moment, or in this most important discourse, the Buddha expounds the middle path, which he himself discovered and which forms the essence of his new teaching. He opened the discourse by exhorting the 5 monks who believe in strict asceticism to avoid the extremes of self-indulgence and self-mortification, as both do not lead to perfect peace and enlightenment. So that 5 moments was already with the beloved Gautama, not that Gautama was his master, but when Gautama left the palace, he was a prince, and starts searching for the solution of suffering, to dissolve suffering. He first went to a very extreme condition, that he was with these sadhus, monks, and practiced really hard things, like staying without food and so on. And after a while, he perceived that that was not the way, and he left these monks and start eating again. And these 5 monks that was with him doing that extreme practice thought, yes, this one fell down in the path. He stopped doing this practice. And they were apart for a while. And was after Gautama realized that he started eating again and take care more of his body, that after he had this body again with strength, that he went to the Bodhi tree and got the illumination. And after the illumination, it said that he was in several places, actually, and I heard, I think, 7 weeks, that is so in touch with the 7 sacred weeks. And in one of these places, that is in this park, Deer Park, in Isipatana, that they meet the monks again, but he was already illuminated. And so the monks in the beginning didn't want to talk to him, because in their mind he felt in the path. But as Gautama come closer and closer to these monks, the radiation, the glorious splendor of Gautama's aura just took the attention of the monks, and what they said that they would never do, they started doing. So one take food, the another one prepare the sittings, and then they were there to ask him, beloved Gautama, what he had learned because he was so amazing in that light and energy. So that is a little bit the story or history of that 5 monks that in the beginning was not really disciples of Gautama, but was his companions. No? So for this reason, Gautama thought I needed to convince them, so I need to take care of my words to explain what I have seen and learned in the right way. So, and he starts saying that it is both path or be self-indulgent. So just to let yourself go in your desires and respond to desires of your body is not good, but also to not give enough food or something good for yourself is also not good. The both strengths are unbeneficial. So, and he continues, the form he tards one spiritual progress, and the later weakens one's intellect because the body is so weak. So he criticized both views as he realized by personal experience, Dhamma, personal experience, their futility, and enunciated the most practical, rational, and beneficial path, which alone leads to perfect purity and absolute deliverance. The intellectual 5 monks who were closely associated with the Buddha for 6 years were the only human beings that were present to hear this sermon. Books states that many invisible beings such as Devas and Brahmas also took advantage of the golden opportunity of listening to this sermon, because it said that in that area where Gautama gave this first discourse at the deer park in Isipatana is a sacred ground, place where there is a portal, a gate, where beings from higher sphere can easily descend to this world, and also from this world, if we are meditating there, we can reach easily these higher spheres of light. So Buddhists believes in the existence of other healths, so they know about it, and I think we all believe it too, and we can be sure that in that moment where these higher beings of light together was just 5 monks there, but where the holy host of light presence to hear the utterance of beloved Gautama. The Buddha says that he, the Tathagat is a title of Buddha. He named himself of Tathagata. Realizing the error of both these two extremes, follow a middle path. This new path or way was discovered by himself. No one has told him about. He himself discovered it. The Buddha termed his new system the middle way, to persuade his disciples, that was not disciples but monks, to give heed to his new path. He spoke of its various blessings. Unlike the two diametrically opposite extremes, this middle path produces spiritual insight and intellectual wisdom to see things as they truly are. When the insight is clarified and the intellect is sharpened, everything is a thing in its true perspective. So the Buddha taught us really to develop our knowledge our intellectual knowledge, so we may have discernment to perceive what is real and what is just an illusion. So, dear hearts, let us read the sermon of Gautama now, which beloved Maitreya loves so much, and for this reason also always recites on this day of Asala festival, that is also known of Humanity Festival, the same sermon in Pali, but we all hear that in our own language. Gautama told us, "Thus have I heard, one occasion the Blessed One was dwelling at Varanasi in the deer park at Isipatana. There the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus of the group of 5 thus: Bhikkhus, these two extremes should not be followed by one who has gone forth into homeliness. What two? The pursuit of sensual happiness and insensate pleasures, which is low, vulgar, the way of worldlings, ignoble, unbeneficial, and the pursuit of self-mortification, which is painful, ignoble, unbeneficial. Without varying towards either of these extremes, the Tathagata has awakened to the middle way, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. Nibbana is ascension or Nirvana. And what, bhikkhus, is that middle way awakened to by the Tathagata, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana? It is the noble eightfold path. That is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This, because, is that middle way awakened by the Tathagata, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. Now this, because, is the noble truth of suffering. Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, wellness is suffering, death is suffering, union with what is displeasing is suffering, separation from what is pleasing is suffering, not to get what one wants is suffering. In brief, the 5 aggregates subject to clinging are suffering. Now this, because, is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. It is this craving which leads to re-becoming, accompanied by delight and lust, seeking delight where, here, and there. That is, craving for sensual pleasures, craving for becoming, and craving for disbecoming, becoming, existing, and disbecoming, being exterminated. Now this, because, is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. It is the remainless fading away and cessation of that same craving, the giving up and relinquishing of it, freedom from it, non-reliance on it. Now this, because, is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. It is this noble eightfold path that is right feel, right intention, right speed, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is the noble truth of suffering, just because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of suffering is to be fully understood. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and enlightenment. This noble truth of suffering has been fully understood. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the origin of suffering is to be abandoned. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the origin of suffering has been abandoned. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the cessation of suffering is to be realized. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the cessation of suffering has been realized. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Thus, because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering is to be developed. Thus, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering has been developed. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. So long because, as my knowledge and vision of these four noble truths, as they really are in their 3 phases and 12 aspects, was not thoroughly purified in this way, I did not claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara, and Brahma, in this generation with its Hikrus and Brahmins, its devas and humans. So devas and Brahma are beings of higher spheres? No, devas from higher spheres just above us. Brahma, they dwell in a very beautiful sphere where just are the ones that get illumination, or not illumination, ascension, but they were enlightened through meditation. So they have control of jhanas, that means meditation. And Mara, in other words, to our Western understanding, is the opposite force. So the evil, we may say, the one that try to hold us back to not achieve this freedom. So Gautama continue. But when we knowledge and vision of these four noble truths as they really are in their three phases and 12 aspects was thoroughly purified in this way, then I claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara, and Brahma, in this generation with its Hindus and Brahmins, its devas and humans. The knowledge and the vision arose in me. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last birth. Now there is no more re-becoming. So he broke forever the wheel of reincarnation or embodiments. This is what the Blessed One said. Being pleased, the vehicles of the group of five delighted in the Blessed One's statement. And while this discourse was being spoken, there arose in the Venerable Kandanya the dust-free, stainless vision of the Dhamma. Whatever is subject to origination is all subject to cessation. Of course, if something has a start, it's go to have an end. If something originates, needs one day to also have an end. And when the wheel of the Dhamma had been set in motion by the Blessed One, Gautama, the earth devas raised a cry. At Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipatana, this unsurpassed wheel of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any recluse or Brahmin or Deva or Mara or Brahma or by anyone in the world. So the words, Gautama was so enlightened. The aura of Gautama had such great light that when he spoke, he made a fiat with such power that fiat of light just clarified or enlightened the holy planet. And the devas saw it. And having heard the cry of the earth devas, the devas of the realm of the four great kings, there are 7 spheres of devas, also raised a cry. At Varanasi, this unsurpassed wheel of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by anyone in the world. And having heard the cry of the devas of the realm of the 4 great kings, other devas, the Chinsag Devas, the Yama Devas, the Tusita Devas, the Nimanarati Devas, the Paranimitava Savati Devas, the Devas of Brahma's company raised a cry. At Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipatana, this unsurpassed will of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any recluse, or Brahmin, or Deva, or Mara, or Brahma, or by anyone in the world. So no one, even the evil, could stop the fiat and the light, the motion of that light that Gautama brought to this world through his words. That was the beginning of his teachings. Thus, at that moment, at that instant, at that second, the cry spread as far as the Brahma world. So the words of Gautama just went to all these spheres of light reaching the Brahma world. And this 10,000-fold word system shook, quaked, and trembled, and an immeasurable, glorious radiance appeared in the world, surpassing the divine majesty of the Devas. They never have seen or heard that things before. Then the Blessed One uttered this inspired utterance. Kandana has indeed understood. Kandana has indeed understood. In this way, the Venerable Kandana acquired the name Anna Kandana, Kandana who has understood, and was the first one that could understand this new teaching of that Gautama brought to the world. But that really he was Kandana, that was on one of these 5 months, got the illumination only in the second discourse of Gautama. But in this moment, he could see the truth, the blessing of that teaching. So, dear hearts, this was the first sermon given by Gautama to these 5 monks. And now let us understand it in simple words, the meaning of some important topics of this teaching. The Four Noble Truths, that is the basics of Buddhism. That means the appearance of sorrow or suffering. And here, Lord Gautama tells us about the illusion of all things that appear to be real in the external world and which so catches our attention. This outward appearance throws us from one side to the other. And when we see something good, we are happy. When we see something bad, we suffer too much. And also, he wanted to show us that first we needed to acknowledge that there is suffering in this world. So then we needed to break it, to dissolve it. But there is suffer. There is this suffer, and this suffer, in most of cases, then we are going to see is by what I perceive from it. So then the second thing, so the suffering, and then the cause of suffering or sorrow. What causes our suffering is our attachment to outer world appearance. In fact, things are not good or bad, but our attachment to the things according to the filters of our mind make them good or bad. We believe that this appearance of the outer world are true. We believe they are real. And as Saint Germain told us, where we place our attention, that we become. What causes suffering is our acceptance of this appearance as our reality. We were taught since childhood that the world is imperfect, the human being is imperfect, that we are going to have to fight too hard to earn our lives, to conquer our space. And therefore, we learn to empower appearance, and we are ruled by them at all times. It's just appearance. I am not talking about the reality of the facts, but the appearance of what happens outside to me. Because, as I told, things are not good or bad, but it's the way I perceive things that may make them so or so. And then we have the end of suffering or sorrow. And only we can escape from that suffering. That is my attachment to to the things or to the appearance that uh, is are not more than what I perceive is through the filters of my mind. And so through it, we suffer, and we can just let this suffer die or pass away if we take our attention from those appearances. When we let go of everything, be it good things or bad things, this does not mean become alienated from things or not enjoying the good things that are given to us by God. But that means become neutral, to alter our appearance and creating our reality of pure perfection, because the mighty presence within us is just perfection. And if we trust it, we know that no matter what happens in our lives, in the end, will be something good for me. And so if we focus on this reality of perfection, that everything is being governed by the mighty I am presence within us, within everyone, then we can put an end in this suffering, and we experience that perfection of our own I am presence. And then the fourth noble truth is the way which leads to escape from sorrow. So he told us about there is suffering, then we need to study and discover the cause of suffering, why we are suffering, and then we can put an end in it until we reach our ascension. And the fourth noble truth is the way that leads us to escape from this suffering. And the way is the practice of the Eightfold Path, generated from the Four Noble Truths. Gautama told us it is this noble Eightfold Path that is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is that middle way which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nirvana or ascension. Each item of this Eightfold Path is an important factor worthy of daily reflection. And when we practice one of these factors perfectly, generally the practice of the other 7 happens accordingly. It has a quote from a monk very enlightening about this 8 factor. The monk says, the first factor is right understanding or right view. It's the same. Sometimes you hear one or other. No, the keynote of Buddhism. The Buddha started with right understanding in order to clear the doubts of the monks and guide them on the right way. Right understanding deals with the knowledge of oneself as one really is. So we try to look ourselves as we are. You try to look to the word as the word is and not what I want that the word would be. I look to my husband as he is. I look to everyone. That means what? I don't try to change nothing, anyone. I don't try to change no event in my life. I don't try to change anything. I look everything as it is, trying to not taint that thing with the filters in my emotional and mental body. And if I do that, it leads to the right thoughts. Because if I try to not put my way of thinking or feeling upon others, I will hold my thoughts in that perfection and purity of light, thoughts of non-attachment, of renunciation, of love and kindness, and harmless, which are opposed to selfishness, will and cruelty, respectively. So every time that I try to judge someone, I become a cruel person because I am driven by the filters of my mind. I am being selfish because I want that everyone is like I want them to be. And so, and even when I don't have consciousness, I just impose my vision, my truth upon others, and I want to shape them in the way I think that they need to be. And that brings forth lots of conflicts in our lives. So, first, right understanding, accepting things as they are, and then right thoughts. Don't try to shape nobody, no one, no event according to your own um, truth, relative truth. And if you do that, you are going to have a clear mind. And these right thoughts result in right speech. So you are going to take care of what you will speak, to not harm someone, to not be unkind to someone, to not say what is not true. For Buddhists are so important to be trustful, to not speak lies. And then right action, that is also a consequence. I try to do my best every day. We are learning. We don't go to reach it from one day to another, but we are going to try to do our best every day to work on ourselves, to not impose our opinion to others all the time, but to be receptive. And then right livelihood. So I go to act, right action, and right livelihood. I go to choose the way that I go to earn the money and the resources to support me in this life. I go to choose the right ways of doing it. We could speak only about these four paths, no eightfold path, only these four: right speech, right action, right livelihood. These three ones you could speak hours and hours about. And the sixth factor is right effort, which deals with the elimination of evil states and the development of good states in oneself. Of course, if I try to have the right view or right understanding, and then the right thought that sometimes is called a right intention, so don't put filters on the things, and then I try to speak better, to take care of my words, to act in the right way, and to earn my life also in the right way. I start together doing the right efforts. So I am not paying attention on others anymore, but I am paying attention on my own being. And I try to dissolve the evil states on myself and make strength the good that already I have within. And this self-purification is best done by a careful introspection that I said now, for which right mindfulness, the seventh factor, is essential. So look to myself, perceive myself. Why I am so angry with that situation? Why I am so criticizing that person? Oh, why? So not the person is important, but why I am feeling that. And then I get to know myself better. And when I get to know myself, I can perfect my own being. So effort combined with mindfulness, introspection, produces right concentration or one-pointedness of the mind, that is the eighth factor. One-pointed mind resembles a polished mirror where everything is clearly reflected with no distortion. As we do it, the center is our own being. We clear our brain, we clear our emotional field, we clear our mental field, and we start looking things as they are without imposing things that I believe that need to be or have in this person or in another person or in the world. And that brings me vision, peace, knowledge, true knowledge, and light. So, in other words, if you read and reflect on the words of Gautama and the Ascended Masters, it will lead to a perfect understanding of the things of the world, right understanding. We see ourselves as we are, not as our mind sets us up, not as the world says we are. From that point, our ideas and thoughts are clear and perfect right thoughts. This perfect vision makes us understandable, tolerant, and we no longer wish to harm anyone in this world. Selfishness dissolves and we become altruistic. This leads to speak correctly, right speech, act correctly, right action, and live correct and perfectly right livelihood. Acting this way, we begin to detach from the illusions of the world, and we notice positive results in ourselves. We see our words transform. So we spend each day more and more making the necessary conscious efforts to keep us on the middle path, no extreme, on the path of perfection, right effort. And as we sustain our consciousness on these noble paths given to us by Gautama, we purify our garments, that is, our four lower bodies, and we dissolve the human creations created by the concrete mind, by our accumulations throughout embodiments. This requires that we learn to use the power of our attention, placing our attention only on pure, constructive, and perfect things. So we practice the seventh factor, right mindfulness. And with attention to the practice of teachings and constructive things, we keep our mind focused on a point, the perfection. We are not perfection, but we are with our attention on perfection, and that is a magnet that attracts us to that perfection that we want to become, to, to be, to experience in our journey. And thus, we practice the eighth factor, that is the right concentration. The right concentration is the level just below dharana, that is meditation. And so, first we have the concentration, and above it, we reach samadhi or meditation, or it means we enter in the sphere of thoughts and feelings of our higher mental body, or I am presence. And as the Venerable Narada, that is the monk that wrote that, explained it to us in his text, a focused mind resembles a polished mirror, where everything is clearly reflected without distortion. We rise above all external distortions into a sphere of light, where we begin to see, think, speak, act, and be the perfection of our higher mental body, visibly manifesting this human octave. We surpass human limits, and we don't need to incarnate anymore. We reach nirvana or ascension. That is a process. These are the Four Noble Truths that Gautama gave us, and the Eightfold Path that was generated from these Four Noble Truths. And if we meditate upon it deeply, we see, in essence, it's exactly the same as everything that beloved Saint Germain, Moria, Maitreya, Jesus, Mary, and all the ascended masters teach us. The essence of truth always remains at the center of all dispensations, which are but garments of that truth. So now let's read again a paragraph of Lord Gautama. He told us, I give my benediction as Lord of the world to every member of the spiritual great white brotherhood, and every member who made the endeavor to be here in person or through projected consciousness, accelerating by the power of my light the centers of light in the heart, head, and hand. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world, and that light is permanently from me, anchored in you, as you are the light of the world. in my name, in the name of the Lord of the world. Thank you so much, Lord Gautama. We love you forever. Now, dear heart, let us end this contemplation of Gautama's words by sending him and Lord Maitreya our love and gratitude. Let us ask them to engrave this distinction in our consciousness and help us to understand it perfectly and to put it into practice in our daily life. May we remain in the right concentration on it until, as Gautama has released himself, we too will be completely released from our human limitations. Let us, dear hearts, just give our thanks to Lord Maitreya, Lord Gautama, for their light, their blessings, their teachings, their direct radiation in this day. Let us open our hearts and mind to receive their feeling and mental consciousness, their clarity and enlightenment. And also, just visualize the presence of Lord Maitreya and Lord Gautama in the center of this planet as the core of this planet. And let's visualize the whole planet being enlightened by the flame of illumination, the yellow golden flame of the brothers of the golden robe. Beloved Gautama and Maitreya are part of the brothers of the golden robe. So just to feel their illumination flame bathing the planet, blazing here, there, and everywhere. Let's visualize the flame of illumination blessing all the continents, all countries, all people, spiritual groups, politicals, representatives. Let's send the flame of illumination to mankind, to the leaders of nations, leaders of spiritual groups, to all the children of light here, there, and everywhere. Let's send the illumination flame to bless the parents so they may raise their children in the right way. Let's send the illumination flame of Lord Gautama and Maitreya to bless the holy planet, angels, elementals here, and also to dissolve the negative accumulation of the atmosphere. Feel the illumination flame in the presence of Maitreya and Gautama flooding and enfolding the earth and all life within. And may we be a full Christ presence manifest here and now on this planet. By their love, by their grace, by their light, by their generosity for us all. Let's feel the victory of this planet. Let's commemorate by our feelings that victory right here and now. And now, let us seal it with the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men, let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where human creation dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now, let us take our water and finish the call for the Elixir of Life. Beloved I Am Presence, Saint-Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements and Powers of Light, please charge this mineral water with the blessings from the Ascended Master's octave of light, and put here all the substances you need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the Ascended Masters in our physical bodies. Transmute this water into the Elixir of Life. Transmute this water into the Elixir of Life. Transmute this water into the Elixir of Life. We are so thankful by the light of God that never fails. I command and demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So let's visualize the water transforming into the Elixir of Life, charged also with the flame of illumination and whatever we may need to manifest the perfection of our beloved I Am presence right here and now. And let us drink it together. Cheers. And just move your attention to your I Am presence, the Christ presence within your heart, and pour your love upon it. Pour your love upon all ascended masters, Elohim, archangels, cosmic beings of light, and all who have assisted us in our cause. Pour your love upon all life within this planet and earth itself, and may this mantle of love seal everything and everyone, bless all life on earth. May this love alone rule us out today and forever. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty, fulfilling all this call I am. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And beloved mighty I Am presence, ascended masters, Elohim, archangels, our higher mental bodies and cosmic beings of light, we sincerely send you our love and gratitude for all the blessings received and for all those yet to come. Take our decrees and multiply them thousands of times more today and hour. Make them ever increase in their power until we have the moment of light necessary to have them visibly manifest in our hands and use. For our blessings and the blessings of mankind and our life on earth, what we have called during our session for ourselves. We also call for all human beings until only love, wisdom, and power of God lift us up in the eternal victory of ascension. We are eternally grateful. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty, fulfill and now this call I am. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. We feel it is true, we accept it is true, we manifest it, we manifest it, we manifest it right now by the power of 1,000 suns and the light of God that never fails. I command, I demand, and it's done. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Now let us send our love and gratitude to the Royal Teton Retreat, the Ascended Masters there, to beloved Maitreya, Lord Gautama, and to the illumination flame. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, let us send once more love and gratitude to our source of love, light, and life, our I am presence. And let us trust that there is just that presence operating in all events, human beings, everything, everyone in this world. And with this trust, let us finish this service with the closing blessing. Beloved and mighty and presence here, there, and everywhere. We love, bless, and thank you forever, forever and beyond. For I am in you, and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Thank you, dear hearts, for being present in this wonderful day of Asala, that is in this cosmic hour, receiving together the blessings of Maitreya and Gautama and charting those blessings in this planet. I thank the mighty and presence with your hearts. Next week, we are going to repeat our harmony session. And within the session, I go to talk about a little bit before we start doing harmony decrees. I go to talk about the glands, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, or pineal gland, I think it's better, and their connection with our heart. And we are going to discuss it a little bit, and then we are going to dive in the flame of harmony, charge ourselves with this harmony that is so important, and then anchor that flame of harmony also in the center of the planet and in the heart of all human beings. And I hope to see you there. I wish you a lovely, blessed Asala day and a lovely weekend, and enjoy it, enjoy your week. And next week, remember, we come back to our normal day on Friday, that we are going to realize our vlog 19. And I hope to see you there. God bless you. May you do well for this week in the embrace of Maitreya and Gautama, and may they enlighten you so you, as the Venerable Kandana, can understand and feel and see the truth of life and be enlightened by it. God bless you. I love you. And I see you next week.